I've got the magic in
God
me.
damn it. Hey people, welcome back to another episode of After Credits in the daytime!
We went to go see Billy Lynn's long halftime walk.
We're talking about it hours later because I forgot the SD card the first time around. So after some hours of much needed reflection, I'm still gonna say it, I fucking adore this movie.
I will say this is the greatest bait and switch movie I've ever seen of all time.
Oh my god.
To give you a basic premise, it's about a soldier named Billy Lynn, played by Alwyn, who's great, by the way, who kind of got all this notoriety because he did a very brave thing in Iraq. He helped save this guy.
Hold the fucking phone. It's not just this guy. It's the Diesel, man.
Yeah, this video kind of goes viral. Everybody's talking about what a hero him and his squad is. So the squad is invited to go to a Thanksgiving Day football game in Dallas, Texas, to be at the halftime show. Along with them is Chris Tucker's playing this Hollywood producer who's like trying to get them to do this movie. Steve Martin is there. He plays the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who's kind of got his own agenda. There's also a lot of flashbacks to the war. There's flashbacks to his home life with his sister, played by Kristen Stewart. It's very satirical, but surprisingly I found it to be very genuine as well. But before we go any further, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know anything about this movie, and I recommend you go into this movie knowing as little as possible, scroll to the time code right here. You'll get all of our thoughts, final thoughts, and scores out of 6 stars. From now on, going to spoiler territory, fucking spoilers, holy shit, it's about to go down.
Dude, I've never seen a movie troll its audience as hard as this movie trolled ours.
Yes.
You think that this is your run-of-the-mill, celebrate patriotism
Hacksaw
movie.
Ridge.
This is Ang Lee telling anyone who's trying to justify war or find excuses to justify war to fuck off. Whether it be the people that are supporting the troops to gain money out of it, whether it's people who try to use religion or whatever the media tells you.
Yeah, like, because there's that part when Steve Martin who's saying, like, this is as purest a fight, the fight against terrorism is like the purest fight between good and evil. And my favorite, like, part of the whole movie is the end when Billy's talking to Kristen Stewart and he's saying, I'm not saying it's good, I don't think it's bad, but this is what I am a soldier.
You could watch something like Full Metal Jacket and think, oh wow, these aren't these larger-than-life symbols of American freedom. There are multiple times throughout this movie where everyone's saying, you're members of our military, you should be the upper echelon of American ideals. They're just teenagers.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know if they're all teenagers. No, Billy's 19.
They're in their teens, early 20s, except for one of the sergeants played by Garrett Hedlund and obviously Vin fucking Diesel.
Can we just talk about how Vin Diesel just gave like an amazing performance?
Vin Diesel is simultaneously the baddest motherfucker and the kindest puppy dog. He's playing one of the sergeants and
who's killed in
That sucks, because you find that out within the first 5 minutes that Vin Diesel is dead. He follows sort of Hinduism and kind of takes Billy Lynn under his wing and talks to him about just the philosophies of why you're here.
Right.
Because everyone comes in with, for some people, this might be the best chance they have at a better life. For some people, they just enjoy it. Billy is saying that he's doing it for his sister.
Yeah.
His sister got in a car wreck, racked up 1 million medical bills that are still going on, and he joined the army to help raise money for her.
After she got in her car accident, the dude she was dating dumped her. He beat the shit out of this guy.
Oh, not dating. He called it Pussy Boy Fiance.
Oh my god, they should have had a scene in when he was played by Liam Hemsworth. I wanted to see Joe Alwyn beat the shit out of Liam Hemsworth. That would have been amazing.
What if Liam Hemsworth is our biggest fan?
He's like, I can't believe Daniel doesn't like me. Have you seen those videos of him with like all those kids?
The ones where it's like, oh, I'm out here surrounded by all these youngins. Yeah, I don't think that's in the script. I think he's legitimately asking the world, what the fuck am I doing? He finds the fiance, busts up his car, and chases him away with the tire iron. I think it was just an out-of-court deal that if Billy goes to the military and enlists, they'll drop all the charges. So he does, and he just shows up in the war. Vin Diesel kind of takes him in because he sees just the confusion that's in the sky. Garrett Hedlund starts taking a liking to Billy because Billy turns out to be a really good soldier.
I've always liked Garrett Hedlund, and he showed up in Inside Llewyn Davis, and I've seen him in a few other things. He's really fucking good in this movie. If I had to nominate a supporting actor, I would nominate Hedlund.
His character is very much the hard ass of the two staff sergeants.
You can see that he's just kind of at a loss because, when after Vin Diesel died, that he has to be the sole leader, and he kind of realizes how much he relied on Vin Diesel.
What I thought was smart about this film is that it shows people dealing with the stresses of war in different ways, where Vin Diesel is finding it in Eastern philosophy and religion. Some people are finding it in promises of money. Garrett Hedlund is so sick of the shit that he's trying to close himself off.
Right.
But you can see the frustration and anger bubbling in his head. There is this magical scene.
Yes.
I went to the bathroom, I came back, and Tim Blake Nelson's in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember. He's this oil guy.
This oil tycoon that's very much trying to get in good with the military.
I'm working my best to get oil here so you guys don't have to keep fighting.
It's such bullshit.
Here's the thing,
you can see Hedlund ready to snap, and then he goes into this fucking sarcastic ass monologue. If there is an Olympics for sarcasm, he won every fucking medal.
He's basically saying why? You think we're fighting for oil? We're fighting because we love to kill people.
I love one of the lines where he's talking about, all I gotta do is give these boys a rifle and a couple Red Bulls and they're good to go, aren't y'all gentlemen? Yes, sir! If you liked Steve Martin in any movie before, this movie will make you want to beat the fucking piss out of him.
Steve Martin's
dip your fist in the piss and jam it down his fucking throat.
Yes, Steve Martin has always been I think one of the funniest guys ever.
He's always been somebody people could relate to. He could be the nice guy, or he can be the sarcastic guy that gets it.
Look, I've been watching Steve Martin's movies since as a kid.
Yeah.
Bowfinger and
Pink Panther.
No. Cheaper by the Dozen.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
Three Amigos. God, there's so many.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. God. We need more Steve Martin in this world.
Steve Martin is the one that invited the Bravos over to the halftime show to commemorate their service. But really, he's there to capitalize on them.
Yeah.
Using this to push his brand. And you can see in every scene, just he will do and say anything to make a profit.
He's trying to give this mock sincerity. He almost tears up when he's introducing the soldiers at this luncheon.
He's pulling on everyone's patriotic and religious heartstrings.
Doesn't Steve Martin in this movie kind of remind you of Mike Pence?
One of the funniest parts of the movie is when the Bravos are given these exclusive great seats to a football game that's 9 or 10 rows away from the front and surrounded by assholes with nachos and
and they're all
shitty
and they put Billy on the end, so everybody has to comes over and congratulates him because they see him from the video and they say all these funny stuff. It's great.
Billy and one of the soldiers, the Hispanic soldier, I think his name was Montoya, they meet with one of the guys that work there and just talk, and they smoke weed. And then the next cut is Billy Lynn listening to the Star Spangled Banner at salute, high as a fucking kite. I almost expected people to walk out because his eyes are fucking bloodshot. And that movie, and that part does turn into something sincere.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Oh, it's magical.
This movie is so goddamn weird.
If I had one criticism of this movie, is some of the dialogue is kind of on the nose. Especially some of the stuff with him and the cheerleader.
Yeah.
She's talking about, doing all this, social work. She's helping with, underprivileged children. I'm just where the fuck is this from?
Some of the reviews that I've read about this say that the movie is on the nose, and instead of showing you how to feel, it kind of tells you how to feel. I don't think that at all. A lot of this movie is shot in first person, in Billy's point of view. And I don't think that the movie is trying to tell you, the audience, what to think.
Yeah.
The characters are trying to tell Billy what to think.
That's true.
So his conversations with this cheerleader that he ogles, who's very spiritual and into God, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And everybody just wants to hear you tell them what they want. People are asking the Bravos, are you making a difference over there? That's not the question they're asking. The question they're asking is, are you making my difference?
Yeah.
And I think that is such a poignant question to ask, something that just cuts directly under the skin. This movie is fucking uncomfortable,
yeah.
and I thank God for it. What Billy does is he protects one of his own. He protects his friend.
And that's like something anybody would do.
Yeah. That's not necessarily an extraordinary slow-mo moment, even though it really is. What he does, just runs out in the middle of gunfire to protect Vin Diesel. In his mind, and Ang Lee does an incredible job of putting you in Billy Lynn's point of view, physically and mentally. It's just something you do.
Right.
There's no thought to it. Very much of this is instinct, and people are trying to blow this up past what's necessary.
We talk about how heartbreaking that last scene was.
Oh my God.
The last 45 minutes of this movie are a emotional roller coaster.
The cheerleader that he's talking to, Billy Lynn, is slightly convinced that she really wants to be with him, that she's feeling something stronger for him.
Yeah.
Even at first, he's a little iffy about her intentions, but after a while, he starts kind of letting himself believe in that, and believe in some love. And there's a part where he asks her to meet him just before he's about to go back, and she does. They hug, they kiss, they have this emotional moment. All his walls shut down. He says, "Girl, I might just run away with you."
Mm-hmm.
And she just stops and goes, "Run away?"
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, just kidding."
As soon as she says run away, you know exactly what her intentions are. Mm-hmm. She's not in love with him. She's in love with the heroism. She's in love with the awards.
The idea.
She's in love with the idea of this soldier that's fighting for God and country, not Billy Lynn.
Yeah.
And I love that this movie doesn't make these characters start and end with the word military.
Right.
They are people. Everyone's talking about how the technicals beat out the message in this movie. I think it goes hand in hand, because with 120 frame rate, 120 hertz, I think?
Frames per second.
Yeah, with 120 frames per second, most movies are shot in 24 frames. So if we look at a second of video as 24 individual pictures, you'll miss a couple of details in motion, but that's fine. We're all used to it. 120 is 5 times that, and it makes human beings look like puppets. For this movie, it makes sense, because everything around Billy Lynn is bullshit. It's a soap opera. When you see the actual halftime show they're at, it is such a wealth of artifice. They have Destiny's Child playing in 2004 after Beyonce's album hit, I think in 2003, her solo album. And you see this Beyonce lookalike, and Ang Lee is just toying with you as to, we're not gonna show her face, but sure, it's Beyonce, whatever. And then you see the fireworks shooting. These gunshots and loud noises are bringing these guys back.
When they're doing the halftime show, they're cutting back to the conflict.
And one of the guys visibly gets upset. He starts crying, sobbing. He starts fighting people because anyone that touches him, he's just on fucking edge. And the movie doesn't pull any punches with that. Steve Martin is hoping to finance the Hollywood movie that Chris Tucker is pitching them. And Chris Tucker is spewing his bullshit too. He says, oh, you guys are gonna get $100,000 per head. We see where these guys live. They're not rich. So they're excited. And then of course Steve Martin, for all his bitching and hollering and praising, offers them only $5,000 a head for the right to the movie. And that's when Garrett Hedlund snaps.
Steve Martin's like, this is America's story now. And they're like, no the fuck it isn't.
It's our lives. It's not even a story. We saw our friend die. We got shot at. We suffered bruises. We're injured. You speak all this bullshit about how you love the veterans and want to support the troops. What is the story worth? What are our lives worth? That's when Garrett Hedlund fucking loses it.
And it's amazing.
Because $5,000, what the fuck? Is that gonna pay a mortgage? Is that gonna pay fucking rent?
Yeah.
For like, what, a few months? Is that all we're worth?
So if you clicked on the time code or scrolled to the time code, welcome back to our non-spoiler section for Billy Lynn's long halftime walk. It was a really interesting concept for this whole movie, and I'm so glad that they did something completely different than what I expected.
It looked like a better American Sniper.
Right.
Because you saw a hint of satire, and you're like, oh, are they really gonna start challenging some of this? It's like, oh, it'll probably be a patriotic romp. Let's do this. I did not realize how much satire was gonna be in this, and God bless this movie for it.
What are you gonna give this movie, Daniel?
Let's be real here. This year fucking sucks. We got divided as fuck. And now we're dealing with all the bullshit. We needed a healthy fucking dose of truth. We needed somebody to hit us in the fucking face and say, wake up, this is what you've got, learn to deal with it, don't make excuses for yourself or other people. America, let's get fucking real. 6 stars.
I agree with everything you said. It's a great dosage of some fucking truth. Thought it was very clever, very satirical, not what I expected. I know this got kind of mixed reviews, but I can see that because it's a weird movie, and it's hard to kind of grasp your head around what they're getting at. And some of the editing and dialogue is kind of weird, but I still really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 6. HK verdict. So if you like this video, click the like button down there. Click subscribe so you can be the first to know when all of our new content is there. We've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We got my blog, liammbgahan.wordpress.com.
Also, I've been posting Noah's Instagram. He's doing a series right now. It's a 10-day series called The Top 10 Movies I'm Thankful For. Go to his Instagram page and check that out. He's giving some good reviews about great movies. So for the next couple days,
I'll go check that out.
Geekasaur98 in Instagram. Next time we're gonna take a look at Bleed for This, a movie that Richard Roeper gave the highest award he could, 4 stars. One that I'm actually really excited for.
I am too. I could use a boxing movie right now.
I love boxing movies.
I love boxing. I even liked Hands of Stone from over the summer.
I liked Hands of Stone too, even though it was a clusterfuck of it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
To be honest, I don't remember what I gave that movie, but nowadays I'm kind of lenient on it.
We're also gonna try to do Rules Don't Apply,
Arrival,
or Allied.
Whoop, Allied. My bad.
And maybe Moana. Who knows?
We got all the movies.
There's so many fucking movies.
Shit. And now that I found out that AMC only does tickets for like $5.40, any movie that we don't get at our theater or that I don't have a free pass for, all I gotta do is show up at AMC early in the morning. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to close out this goddamn travesty of a year and look forward to just getting better as people.
Yep.
See y'all later.